us taunt it. It may become so cross that it will make a mistake.
TK-421, why aren't you at your post? TK-421, do you copy?
We better not risk another frontal assault. That rabbit's dynamite.
Hello, this is Sir TK, the 421st, leaving my post to bring you part 2 of Sir TK's Guide to Starting Galahad 3093. Alright everybody, in my last video I ended with a brief tour of the armory and covered the different lance classes, which are the light, the medium, the heavy, and the super heavy. And the biggest differences between the 4 different classes is the lights are faster and more agile, but they have less hit points and ammunition, and the super heavies are the opposite of that, where they're slower, less maneuverable, but they have the most amount of firepower and the most amount of ammo in the lance classes. As for different roles that you can use the various lance classes for, I myself like to use the light lance mostly just because I like bombing around the maps and just having fun finding out the layout of the different maps and stuff like that, because I'm still learning that. Haven't really played a lot to learn the various different maps and whatnot, but I'll be taking care of that after September 1st, once early access is launched and whatnot, because they're doing player wipes and whatnot, so I haven't been too worried about trying to unlock anything or whatever. I've just been trying to focus on having fun and learning the game and learning the various maps, but anyway, I'm getting off track here. The light lances I find are good for the base assault matches, close to the beginning of the matches. They're great for getting out there and camping some spawn beacons or capturing a base or whatnot at the beginning, so that you can get some bit of an advantage and whatnot. They're also good for assassinations in death matches and whatnot. I do find that the light lances are a lot better for the larger open maps that they do have, and they aren't really as good in the smaller maps that are more closed in, but with enough skill you can manage it and whatnot. Actually, I do recommend that for the smaller maps you use the medium here for running around capturing bases and spawn points and whatnot, assassinations and stuff like that. Just because it has just about the same speed as the light lance, it's just a little bit less on the speed limit there that they have, but they do have more hit points and more ammo than the light lances do. As for the heavies, I would use them mostly for trying to recapture bases and capture spawn points that might be heavily guarded and whatnot. Just because they are slightly faster than the super heavies, if I remember correctly. They do have more hit points, some of the variants do anyway. They have more hit points than the super heavies do, but yeah, they don't have quite as much firepower as the super heavies do, but they'd be fairly good for getting around a little bit quicker than the super heavy lances. And as for the super heavy lance themselves, I would pretty much use them for defending areas and beacons and whatnot, if you manage it and whatnot. They are a little bit harder to get around the map, and they aren't as agile as some of the other lance types, but a lot of players seem to do a good job with them. As for the variants, all of the variants unlock the same way across all of the different lance classes. In fact, a lot of them have the same requirements, so once you unlock, say, the Jaguar Mark II, if you go over to the medium here, you can see that I have prerequisites and I've unlocked the Nova. I could possibly unlock this one if I wanted to, but I'm not really interested in that right at the moment. I might at some point in time just to play around with it and try it and whatnot. Yeah, pretty much once you get the prerequisites for, say the Tempest, it transfers over to the Heavy or the Super Heavy too. Not much else to really talk about other than modules. I did cover modules briefly in my last video, and just as a recap, each of the different weapons has their own pool of different mods that they can use to modify the way the weapon works. And same with the secondaries here. They have their own pools too. And same with the drones, and all of the different categories that you see down here are all specifically various different things like offense, defense, mobility, sensors, utility, and universal. And those are pretty much stuff that you can equip on any of the Lance classes that you have unlocked. Well, actually they're all unlocked, I shouldn't say that, but yeah, they're all pretty much unlocked at the beginning of the game. You do have to unlock the variants and stuff like that, but yeah, I'm getting kind of sidetracked again. Yeah, pretty much not much to talk about the mods in general. I find that mods are kind of dependent on the person that uses them. What one person finds good for mods, another person might find bad for mods. Might not be able to do as good as somebody else with the same type of mods, but overall these mods that I've got here equipped, which I went over in my last video, are ones that I think are pretty good basic mods to have for my mechs and stuff like that, so I'll probably just go with these. Might find some different ones for the Super Heavy and the Heavy, but I think I'll pretty much use these ones for the Light and the Medium at least. There are various loadout slots up here that you can save different loadouts to, so you can quickly select between the two of them. Well, the four of them, I should say. Other than that, there's not really a lot to talk about here in the armory, so the next thing that I'm going to talk about is the practice matches, and I do highly recommend that people play around in the practice matches as much as possible. A, it helps you develop better skills in game, and B, it lets you test out various different builds without it affecting your team or anything like that. So let's just go ahead and start a practice match here. And all of the matches that are practice are done on Reticulated Gulch map here, and they're all pretty much just base assault. So I'm just going to slowly go on over here to capture beacons and stuff like that. Grab a base and stuff like that. Hopefully the Daphies grab a base. Maybe he'll go and grab that. Nope, overshot it. So I'll just go over here and I'll grab B base, and hopefully they can go over and grab A base there, because I wouldn't mind showing you how to capture a base and whatnot. I'll more or less get a base back. And I'll go over and I'll grab this spawn point over here. Doesn't look like the Daphies want to go and grab that beacon over there. Maybe if I leave it alone long enough, they'll go and grab it. This is how you go about capturing spawn points. I still haven't gone over and grabbed that A beacon yet. But yeah, anyway, I recommend people come into these practice matches and learn the basic ins and outs of the game and whatnot, how to maneuver about and stuff like that. Doesn't look like they're actually going to go and grab that. Nuts. Oh well. But yeah, this is pretty much a practice match. There's bases and generators that you can go around and heal. Like I said, it's a really good way to learn at least articulated gulch maps, so you've got at least one map that you know that you can do well on in regular match play and whatnot. There isn't too much to talk about in the practice matches. I'm still hoping they're going to go over and grab that base over there, but it doesn't look like they're going to.
Target locked.
Still want to grab that. That's the thing about Daffies, they're just that daffy. Ooh. That's the thing about Daffies, they're quite accurate with their weapons.
Executing advanced defense sequence.
I still haven't gone and grabbed that base yet. Well, hopefully they go over and grab it soon, because it's not going to be too good of a match if I don't grab it. Yeah, anyway, the practice matches here give you a really good idea of what to expect and whatnot once you get into regular match play and whatnot, which is why I recommend people, try them out and get used to the various controls and whatnot and what you can and cannot do in a mech. I'm still not going after that base. Looks like one of my teammates there went over and grabbed it, one of the Daffies. Apparently you can get stuck there. Yeah, this is pretty much, the practice matches and whatnot. Looks like I'm not going to get a chance to show you how to recapture a base or anything, but at least you get the idea of what to expect and whatnot for practice matches and stuff like that. Wonder if I can go heal this Daffy. Wonder if he'll stand still long enough. He just doesn't want to stand still. Well, since it doesn't look like the daffies are going to be grabbing any bases, I think I'll just possibly end here or something like that, just so this video doesn't take too terribly long. And the last one I had was fairly long and whatnot, so I don't want to take up too much of your guys' time here. But yeah, overall I really like, just running around in these practice matches, getting better at ouch. But yeah, pretty much just like running around, getting better at the game and stuff like that, figuring out different things that I can do with the lances and stuff like that. Other than that, not too much else to talk about as for starting out in Galahad, 3093 and whatnot. Not really much else to cover that I can think of at the moment, but if I do, I'll probably do another video on it or something like that. I do wish they did have a different way to select knights, because you can't actually save a knight to a different loadout or anything like that, so you pretty much have to figure out what it is that you want. Like if you want to say run, I don't know, the Morgan pilot, you'd have to switch over to that before you can actually click the deploy button. But yeah, other than that, like I said, there's not too much to talk about as for practice matches and stuff like that. Once the beta weekend starts again, I'll probably get into some more gameplay videos and stuff like that in regular matches and whatnot. Hopefully maybe do a live stream or something like that, who knows. But for now, I guess I'll just take off here, and I'll just say to stay safe, have fun, and I'll see you in game or something like that, hopefully at least. Yeah, I'm not really sure how to end these videos and whatnot, so yeah, I guess I'll just take off then. So like I said, take care, stay safe, and have fun.
I warned you, but did you listen to me? Oh, no, you knew it all, didn't you? Oh, it's just a harmless little bunny, isn't it?